All right, you're working really hard. You come up with a great idea. You've got a little bit of protection, maybe a provisional patent application. You have this great idea. You've got the marketing material. You reach out to a company, and guess what? Now it's time to get a licensing agreement. So during this video, I'm going to talk about what is a licensing agreement. Okay, before we get started, I have to give you this disclaimer. I am not a patent attorney and I'm not giving legal advice. What is a licensing agreement? A licensing agreement is a legal contract between two parties known as the licensor and the licensee. All right, you are the licensor if you're the inventor, and you're going to rent your idea to a company. That is called the licensee. You're going to license your idea to a company, and they are the licensee. In a typical licensing agreement, the licensor grants the licensee the right to produce and sell goods, apply a brand name or trademark, or use patented technology owned by the licensor, which is you. Okay, what is it? It's a contract. You're going to rent your idea to a company, and every time they sell your product, your idea, they're going to pay you a royalty. It's as simple as that. All right. I'm going to talk now a little bit about some of the terms in a licensing agreement. Okay. So what's in a licensing agreement? What are the terms? Everybody knows about the royalty rate, right? Because everybody thinks about the royalty rate. It's the most important thing in a licensing agreement. Well, yes and no. I like to think the grant of license is probably one of the most important terms in a licensing agreement. What do you mean, Steve, the grant of license? What are you granting to that licensee in order for them to pay you a royalty? There it is, really simple. Typically, companies, the licensees, would like for you to have an issued patent. And I know most of you don't have an issued patent, and most ideas that get licensed only get licensed with a provisional patent application. Wow. Okay. So in that grant of license, maybe you say, look, I've got a provisional patent application, which is wonderful. That's all you really need. There might be some other things that could be included in that grant of what you own. Maybe trade secrets. Maybe you have know-how. Maybe you have a trademark. Maybe you have a copyright. Those things can also be in the grant of license. Here's the tip, though. If you can just have the product that you're licensing to the company in order to get paid, I like that the best, because it's not attached to any intellectual property. I love that. Also make note, if you can include in your grant of license improvements, that you can make improvements and add it to it later, that allows you to keep that door open to still get paid in case something doesn't issue. There's a good trick. All right, wonderful. Okay, I want to talk about another thing that's very important. It's exclusivity. You've heard about this before. Now, exclusivity, that means in some way you're going to give them an exclusive. What does that mean? That means only that company that you're going to license your idea to can do certain things. And you're going to keep all other people that cannot do it, that you're not going to give them a license in order to do things. So you're giving them an exclusive. That's usually in a territory. It could be distribution points. It could be a lot of different things. But overall, most companies want an exclusive. They want to keep everybody out so they can have a monopoly, and that's something that they truly do want. But you have to realize there's ways to negotiate where you give them an exclusive in some areas and maybe not other areas. It all depends on your product. Okay, what I've learned about this, you really want to know what companies need to be successful. And there might be some things that they're not doing, or maybe areas they're not selling, in which you could carve out, take out, still give them an exclusive in certain areas, but take some other areas out in order for you to license it to other companies. So that's a very important term. Another term that's very important are minimum guarantees. I love that. Minimum guarantees is basically like a gun to their head saying you got to sell X amount in order for you to keep that exclusivity. Wow, that's wonderful. You have to sell a certain amount to keep that exclusivity. I like that. That's, to me, that's that performance clause that I really like because it's attached to sales. They have to perform in order to keep the rights to sell your product. I love that. Now, even if a company doesn't want an exclusive, let's say they want a non-exclusive, you can still have minimum guarantees for them to have to sell a certain amount of your product in order to have the rights to sell it at all. So it's very important to understand minimum guarantees and design those minimum guarantees so they can hit those numbers. And that's a whole nother discussion on what those minimum guarantees should be. And we can do that at a later video. Okay, what else is in a licensing agreement? We talked about the royalty rate. Well, we didn't really talk about it. Let's talk about it now. Okay, everybody's worried about the royalty rate. I think it's important. I don't think it's the most important thing. I like minimum guarantees, the grant of license. Typically, the average royalty rate is about 5% on the wholesale price. It could be a little bit higher. It could be a little bit lower. Okay, but it's typically 5% on the wholesale price. Okay. When a company asks you, what do you want in terms of royalty rate, and you haven't seen the contract yet, it's really hard to negotiate that because there's things in this contract that might impact that royalty rate. So you just can't throw out a number because if you give an exclusive, that could impact that royalty rate. If they're going to pay for, let's say, your patents, that might be a different royalty rate. So there's things that do impact that. Okay, so minimum guarantees are very important. It keeps people making sure they're selling your product. The royalty rate's maybe 5%. It's very average. What else is in that licensing agreement? It might be who owns intellectual property. Well, it should be you. Some companies might ask to own the intellectual property. I think that's a big no-no. And the reason why, in case the contract goes null and void, they breach it, and if they made improvements, you might have to license those improvements if for some reason you go your separate ways. So I'm not wild about it. Indemnification is another very important clause. Indemnification, what does that mean? Both parties are going to indemnify each other, hold harmless on certain things. I'll give you an example. You're going to indemnify them if someone claims that you're infringing on their intellectual property. You come up with an idea, and sure enough, you license it to a company, and someone says, hey, that's my idea. You're going to be responsible to handle that situation and keep your licensee harmless. They're not responsible. You are, because you have created the idea, tried to protect the idea, and you claim that is your idea. So you're responsible. That's pretty standard. They're going to indemnify you for any of the manufacturing because you're not really involved in the manufacturing. It makes perfect sense. Indemnification is very important. I would always have a licensing attorney help me with that particular clause. And I'm going to talk about how to do this in a minute at the very end of how to manage a licensing agreement. So what else is in a licensing agreement? Audit clause. That will give you the ability to audit a company to make sure they're paying you the correct royalty rates. It's always in every contract. It's pretty standard. I have never audited a company before, but you will have the rights to do that. And if there is a difference, they have to make that payment. Sometimes there's interest, and sometimes they even pay for the audit. Most likely, you have to pay for it, right? So, but if they owe you money, in the terms of the contract, they might have to pay for it, and plus a little interest as well. Okay. Product liability insurance. Companies that you're going to license your idea to, If they're selling at all the major retailers, they have to have product liability insurance. Ask for you to be on the policy. It's pretty simple. It's almost required for them to have it. It's pretty standard, so make sure in the contract they do have that. Infringement. Okay, let's talk about that. Let's say another company comes up with an idea similar to yours, or let's say it's like yours. Let's say they do something that's very, very much like yours, or it is like yours, and they're infringing. There's going to be language in that licensing agreement of what do you do next, right? Who goes after them? If for some reason they require you to do it, watch out for that language. You should never be required. You might have the first option, but you should never be required to go after someone that has infringed. Okay. There's another thing in licensing agreements I think is really interesting is what happens when things go wrong? And they do go wrong. Maybe they miss a minimum guarantee, or maybe something else goes wrong, or maybe they don't make the royalty payment. The contract they breach. And if they do breach, what happens? There'll be language spelled out in that licensing agreement of how to cure that breach. And you'll have to give them certain time, give them a notice, and they'll come back and they'll try to cure that breach. If not, sometimes those contracts kind of, they don't hold up, they go away. You send them a letter, they breach, you get all the rights back, and you go your separate ways. Here's another term in a licensing agreement that is important. It's the length of the contract. Usually it's 2 to 3 years, it could be 5 years. It could even be the length of, if a patent's issued, it might be the length of a patent. Look at it very carefully and make sure that's acceptable to you. Most of the time, there'll be a renewal clause that it might go for 3 years and then it will go another year if they meet the minimum guarantees. I talked a little bit of overall some of the terms in a licensing agreement. Trust me, there's a lot more to it than what I just went over. I would highly recommend that if you do receive a licensing agreement, have someone help you, right? I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people get in trouble when they try to do it themselves. Do not do that. The right combination here is find someone that can help you with the business terms, how to negotiate minimum guarantees, royalty rates, improvements, all the things that really have to do with the business aspect of it. Then at the very end, I always bring in a licensing attorney to help me with some of the other legalese, like the indemnification, those type of things that would really keep me responsible, liable for certain things. There you go. All right. I went over a lot. This is Stephen Key. Keep on watching these videos. Thank you for subscribing down below. Tell your friends, and I will see you next time on InventRightTV.